Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the free chat, everyone. How is everybody doing tonight? Is everybody good? What's up, satellites? What's new today? Hello there, Bishop. Hello there, Ariel. Hello there, Chaos. Hello there, Alexandro. Hello there, Joey. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream, guys. I miss that BGM. I miss coffee time now. Yeah, this BGM was made by my dear friend Sofiano. Thank you so much for making this BGM. Well, it's up in his SoundCloud, so feel free to stream it. It is called Rainy Night. I use templates, so we'll add it later. So how is everybody doing today? How are you today? I'm doing very, very well. I am finally finished with all of my obligations from work, and I'm honestly happy to settle down in front of the computer screen and talk to you guys. How's everybody? How is everybody's lives so far? How's work? How's everybody? Are you guys doing good? Have you guys eaten? Are you guys taking care of yourselves well? Because I sure am, hopefully. I think I'm doing better in self-care nowadays. Following a routine, taking better care of myself. I think it's very, very important to always take care of yourself, chat. Hello there, Sensei! Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I saw your full form, by the way. And you can't believe what I said in Twitter, but I was serious about that. I took a bath this afternoon. I was soaked and everything. Then the water ran out. It was a fun afternoon. Oh no! Oh no, it ran out of water? Oh dear. I hope we have some backup water at this point. I think there's been a lot of problems nowadays when it comes to amenities. Well, not the same. Well, it's better to not run out of water. But running out of tissue paper, especially when you're about to release some feces. That's terrible. I don't understand English, but I will watch your stream. Oh, thank you, Ario. I kind of wish that YouTube has live translations, you know? Yatta! Hello there, Azel! It's been a while since I've seen you here in the chat. Honestly, it's also been a while since I was able to make a writing stream of sorts. Because usually writing streams take a lot of time. I have to do a lot of preparation. But today, honestly, it's the perfect time. It's a perfect time to revisit my old novels because I am making progress in my current novel. It's not gonna be published or anything. It's literally, I'm just writing it for myself. I'm still learning English. Yeah, that's fine, Ario. One of my... Yeah, Chaos, he doesn't understand fully what I'm saying most of the time, but after the stream, he usually turns on the live translations in YouTube. So feel free, if you want to revisit the stream again, you can turn on the live translations that YouTube provides. It's not accurate all the time, but it's good. I've been running low on inspiration lately to make a second submarine. Yeah, that's... Maybe you might find some inspiration here in the novel revisit we have. So let's see if you can find something to pull off. I have backup water on my laundry area, but I have to put shorts while it's still wet and soaked with soap. Oh dear, I don't like it. The feeling of the soap is still on your skin and you have to run around the house to get something. Yeah, that's awfully bad. That's so bad. You would feel slippery, a little bit. I don't know if soap is sticky. To me, it feels sticky. I just don't like the feel of soap on skin sometimes. Hello there, Seymour. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. This stream is just perfect timing since I just published my first novel online last night. Where did you publish your first novel? Oh my gosh, congratulations. I see. It's good to know that we still have writers in the chat. I know it's been a long while since I've uploaded a Stellar Scribbler novel, but here we are. Have you been a VTuber for a long time? I've been a VTuber for a year now, and I'm about to reach my 2nd anniversary, so that's that, Ario. Yo, I see another one of my countrymen in the chat. Hero. Ooh, nice. Hello there. I'm so glad that you guys are taking the courage to pursue what you want in life. That's what I've always been advocating for, honestly. And today, the novel that I'm going to be presenting to you guys has that similar theme. Because when I made this novel, I titled it as Ordinary. And it's about a girl. It's about a teenager girl that's really confused on what to do with her life because she's not gonna graduate high school. And you know, a lot of people have said that graduating high school is something very important, like it's a determining factor for you to get into like college. But she's not going to college, you know? She failed and she's lost in life. She's rebelling against it and she really wished she could like give it all up. We're gonna be looking more into that, like about dreams, about ambitions in this novel that I first made. Since from the title itself, Ordinary, like how do you stand out from a crowd that's like way better than you in your eyes, you know? Kind of like that. I published it in Scribble Hub just to see how it goes for a few months. Oh, Scribble Hub. I never even heard of Scribble Hub. Is that a new website? Like all I've been hearing about is like Wattpad and all that stuff. I'm probably just old. But Scribble Hub, I never heard of that. Is that personal experience in some ways? Well, technically I'm still fine. I'm fine. I wouldn't say it's like personal experience in a sense, but it's kind of close to what I've been going through or what I was going through when I was like a teenager. Like, you know, I did a lot of things in life. I'm gonna be honest, like I did a lot of creative things in life, but there's lots of circumstances that prevented me from pursuing my actual dreams, like being a singer or being an actress or a model. Those were my childhood dreams and I wasn't able to pursue them because of multiple things in life. And I thought that, well, I feel like what now? So I decided to like cope with it by writing a novel about it. But in a more fantasy way, in such a sense. English is too difficult for me, but I still want to learn. It's okay, Ario. As long as you have the effort to learn English, that's good. That's amazing. And if you are consistent about it, you would be able to, you know, gradually understand what we're conversing about here. Also, congratulations again, Azel, for publishing your first novel. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you all. I honestly wish I wish I could see it though. In my country, we call it AAA. It's a term for being aggressive, good with lying, and sheer ability. It's what we call people who excel without proper education. Yes. There's a lot of people like that. Hey, Mark literally exists. Zuckerberg literally exists, and I guess Steve Jobs also. But you know, it's the top percent. It's a top 1%. So although you can definitely quit college and start working, I would still recommend getting a diploma if you want. And yes, consistency is key to learning foreign language. I agree. I've been trying to learn Japanese myself by reading Harry Potter in Japanese and looking back and forth between English. Of course, I can understand the letters, but thankfully there is an audiobook for me to listen to while reading Harry Potter in Japanese, so that's fun and good. So, I think just a little bit of context. I made this novel in 2017. I think I was grade 8 at that time or grade 7, not really sure. But yeah, I was very young when I made this. Just a quick side note, this isn't like my first creative writing. There's more creative stuff that I wrote, especially when I used to be a Wattpad writer. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. It's really weird, but you guys voted. I heard you guys voted for This one, my very first novel instead of the Wattpad one. I thought Wattpad was gonna win because I thought you guys want some juicy Wattpad stuff, but I guess you guys want some serious stuff today. So this is fun. This is great. I'm learning as well. EN is my second language. I always mess up my grammar all the time. I don't think grammar should be your first concern when it comes to learning a foreign language, because what you need to learn is study the vocabulary and prioritize getting your speech, like able to talk, able to understand. Like that's what I do, at least. Like, to be honest, if you ask me to like make a sentence in Japanese, I wouldn't be able to do it like perfect grammar already, but I can't understand. At least I do know some vocabulary. So that's my advice from learning one foreign language to another foreign language student. Hello there, Unibear! Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. Try watching a movie you like a few times and using different languages. It's a good way to practice what languages you know. Exactly. I watched The Crown with Japanese dub and subtitles. It's a wild ride. If I read, maybe I understand, but if I hear what is being said, sometimes I get confused. Because yeah, people talk very fast in their own languages, the languages that they're comfortable with. That's why language students will ask the native speaker to like slow down a little to like process the words. Wattpad, huh? Haven't heard that site in a long time. Yeah, Wattpad is no longer that famous anymore, since the pioneer of online publishing is literally selling it on Amazon. It's really, really fun. Ebooks are cheap, but they do get money. I made it! Hello! Unibear! Welcome! Hello there, James! Thank you, guys! So, let's switch over to the novel now, shall we? Yeah, give me a moment, just to make sure. Okay. それはただ! Okay, so, welcome to my first novel called Ordinary. Hold on, do we have the jazz music in the background right now? Okay. Okay, so welcome to Ordinary. And the first chapter, a thin line between reality and fantasy. So what we're gonna be doing here is to like read out the text, guide you guys a little bit on what I thought, like what was my thinking process behind all of this, and then what I would do to like fix it now. Because you know, like I'm literally dying here. Things what I would do as a English major to like fix the content of my first novel. Nothing, I won't fix the grammar, because honestly, I'm more of a copywriter than a proofreader, so bear with me a little, hopefully. Let's read it out, chat. I know you guys have like advanced through this already, but let's see. She's not graduating, they all said to one another. An explosion of chatter extended across the room when Casey waltzed into the cafeteria, carried her bag on her shoulders and her books. She sat down alone at her table and lifted her bag on the desk with a loud thud after. Like this one, like this whole paragraph, like, I feel like, let's see. I feel like, I'm lacking. No, not. It's a good image. Like, it's a vivid image. I see what young Miki was doing here. Like, she's making it feel tense, making Cassie feel a little bit not threatened, like feeling small. But if I were to like rewrite this again, I would make it I would definitely describe they all said to one another, like specify it a little more, like who is talking here? Is it her classmates? Is it somebody anybody specific, her bullies or what? I would specify this, and then an explosion of chatter extended across the room. I would period this and explain a little bit more who's exactly like talking about her, making her feel very, very small because everybody's talking about it. Freshmen, sophomores, almost everybody. And, you know, she's like being disgraced here, chat. Cassie is being disgraced here. And then I want to use waltzed here. Like, there's so many ways like to improve this novel. To improve the first paragraph, because when it comes to making a first impression, there's not enough time really. Some readers won't like read the whole thing, like won't read the whole chapter in a bookstore or even online, the attention span of humans is unfortunately decreasing by the day. So we want to make sure as writers, like, get them hooked immediately by the first sentence or the first paragraph at least. And she's not graduating. It already gives intrigue at least. I can give credit for young Miki for this. Like, I see her vision. And I don't know if you guys see it as well because you're not the one who wrote this, but I can see it. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Right? What do you think, chat? Let me know. It's 12:30 p.m. She hadn't bought food, and her stomach growled under the table. She went to close her stomach, dismayed and impatient. Ooh. Okay, I really feel like this sentence could have been here as well. It could have been here. If the difference between the writer me now and the young Miki writer here is that I prefer to write long paragraphs now compared to like chopping them all in one block per block. Like, this isn't even a paragraph. This is literally a sentence, but bear with me. Bear with me, chat. Then when we go down, it's been an hour and Antonia was nowhere in sight. She shrank on her seat and placed her head down to avoid anyone staring in her direction. A tired groan escaped from her lips. No one can give her a break in the school. You said it. You said it, Cassie. Well, here with Antonio, I feel like there's better ways to describe this, in my opinion. Like, I think this could be period. It's been an hour. Antonio was nowhere near in sight. There's no companion. I would make her feel like, I would make her describe like who exactly Antonio is without actually having Antonio be introduced yet. I kind of disagree. Specifying is important, but as a whole paragraph, as we can see, there's cafeteria and there's graduation earlier. The reader can conclude it's school cafeteria. Okay, go on, Seymour. For everybody in the chat, you can feel free to emphasize as well. Feel free to like lay down your opinions. We would go through it. You know, I'm honestly free to hear everybody's opinion. Go on, go crazy. Like, I want to hear your voices. Like, honestly, let's have an exchange of creative eyes here. You know, I have one eye. I have two eyes, but usually two heads are better than one, and I only have one brain. So feel free. Continue. Yeah. While I continue, I'm gonna continue talking. One thing I like about my very first novel is that at least I've learned how to like describe action, but maybe not a little bit too much when it comes to thoughts. Like, it's always from what I can see, at least from my novel, it's action by action for action. It's all action. Like, Cassie would sneak in a little bit of her thoughts here and there, but I feel like I haven't fully described like her emotions here. At least that's my opinion as I'm looking at this in retrospective. So there's that. Novel, more like telenovela. I guess it's a little bit dramatic, but in my head when I was making this, when I was making Ordinary, I wanted kids to read it. I wanted kids to read this. And once chattings are students and she's being talked about for not graduating, the reader can also picture the tension. Not all things should be literal and specific. Ooh, I see that's how you feel, Seymour. I guess that can make sense. Oh, I'm glad that still makes sense, you know? I'm glad that still makes sense for you. I'm probably just the type to like make things a little bit more dramatic here. I love tension, guys. I love tension. I like putting the reader in a very vivid scene, making them feel. Here's the thing, this is a novel, not a kid's book. Yeah, but there's like children's novels. Heck, Harry Potter was a children's novel, including, you know, Percy Jackson is also a children's novel. There's a difference between kids book and children's novel. In my head, I wanted this to be like children's novel, but also at the same time not. It's like in between, like tween and teenager. Like, I just wanted to like write as a teenager when I wrote this. I wanted to like write something for teenagers. And during this time, like young adult was really famous and all that stuff. And whenever I read young adult novels, like I know it's targeted for teens, even though it's called young adult. It's really weird. And in my head at the time, you know what? I kind of want to write something that teenagers would relate to. A YA novel? No, I am not. This is not a YA novel. This is a, I don't know how to say it. Tweens novel? Teenager novel? It's something, there's a difference between YA novel and something that's written for not targeting that specific audience. YA novels can be good, but sometimes when I was a teenager, okay, whenever I read YA novels, I just couldn't relate to it that much. I couldn't relate to it because the girl has everything. The girl or the main character already has everything. She's pretty, she's smart, and everything. But when I was a teenager, I wasn't like that. I was very insecure of myself. I feel like I have so much to be insecure about. Like, I feel like that girl is prettier than me. I feel like, oh, I'm not as smart as this person. And I wanted to write something that teenagers can relate to. Teenagers like me can relate to. Not everybody is going to like relate to my experience, but I know at least a few that would at least relate to feeling like, oh, making friends is so hard. How do I make friends? I feel like I only have one best friend compared to that person who has like 5 friends or 5 friend groups. I like hearing everybody's thoughts. I can feel my brain cells increasing. Good to know, Yuna. As an avid reader myself, I prefer things to be explained with playful words. It speaks of both reader and writer capability of imagination. Yeah, I understand you. That seems to be your taste. I understand. Can you give an example? What kind of books are you reading, Seymour? Just so we can like, I can like envision what kind of writing style you want. So let's proceed. So she hated being alone in the cafeteria. People would stare at her and whisper to each other whenever they would see her alone. Okay, redundant. We already mentioned being alone here, and then we mentioned it again. I would chop that off. And the floor would crumble beneath her. She would... Okay, this is actually pretty nice. And the floor would crumble beneath her. It's not... She didn't say it would feel like the floor would crumble beneath her. She directly said the floor would crumble beneath her. I don't know, it kind of gives me like a hyperbole, like in her head. Oh my god, this is the worst day of my life. I feel like the world is gonna end. This is it, chat. This is my future, according to Cassie. And she would, here we go. She would ball her hands into a fist and set a sharp glare down at her classmates. They looked, oh boy. They looked away, avoiding her eyes, like Cassie hadn't seen them gossiping about her. She raised her head from the table, endless chatter and bickers in the room when it died down. We already established that. It's high school. Students would gossip about one another, live their lives, studying, partying, or dying. They would do that until year's ends. Honestly, I could see the influence here from American teen angst. Like, I clearly based this off in American teen angst. Looking back at it now, after surviving high school, yeah, I might have been, when I was writing this, I might have been a little bit exaggerating. Like, I think some of you may have heard that when written media brought to animated, some people say books are better than movies. The reason is what I said. Yeah, there are some movies that were better as books rather than the film. Yeah. Sherlock Holmes is honestly distorted over the years. It's honestly insane to this point where people keep getting Sherlock Holmes' personality wrong. He's portrayed to be a very, very cold detective when in reality the reason why he solves mysteries is to help people. He's not a snob. He's not a snob. The reason why he solves mysteries is because he wants to help people. And he has somebody important in his life, you know? John Watson. John! So let's do that. Let's continue on. Freshmen have an opportunity to make a name for themselves, sophomores climb up the heights of their reputation, juniors stress about their deadlines of their projects, and seniors thinking about what to do in their lives after they graduate. But with all that, Cassie was nothing. She spent her freshman years alone in the courtyard, buried. Hello there, Ocelot! Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. I would disagree, Miki. Really? Why? Like, do you really think that Sherlock is really that kind of cold detective? I don't know. For me, he wasn't cold. He wasn't cold to me. At least that's my opinion. But agree to disagree. So, but with all that, Cassie was nothing. She spent her freshman years alone in the courtyard, buried under her books, and sleep in class. She spent her sophomore and junior years away from anyone. After all, some people are jerks. Today, she paid a price after discovering that her grades had slipped and finals were after her tail. For her classmates, this would be their end, while Cassie would see this as her beginning. I feel like here in this whole paragraph, there is a disconnection between Cassie's grade and her social life. Like, she thinks this is like a punishment for her. No, you misunderstood me, Seymour. I never said that Sherlock is cold in the books. I said the movies or the TV show portray Sherlock as a cold detective. But not with John. Not ever with John. If the author puts too much imagination into the writing, it becomes discreet, so somewhat practical. So a bit more direct, do you, Yuna? So let's continue. It feels kind of sad that Cassie. Wow, I feel like I have no right to say this, especially when I'm the one who wrote this. But like, I feel sad for Cassie. Reading back at this now, she really thought that the reason why her grades slipped, it's because, you know, she didn't like live her high school life, and it feels a little bit sad. Like, no, Cassie, no, that's wrong, honey. But it's fine. It's honestly fun looking at this now, and you can see the character's flaws immediately in here. Like, I'm not sure how many people would pick this up. Like, the disconnect between Cassie's concern about her grades and her social life doesn't really correlate. Hello there, Treve. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. Yeah, preference. Exactly. Hello there, Ocelot. My favorite iteration of Sherlock Holmes when he's just kick a chat. His older brother, in fact, fake grand order. Let's continue. A loud thud knocked on the wooden table. She looked up to see who it was, and she sat up hastily when she saw Antonio's wide grin. He placed a wrapped burger beside the milk carton. "Did you miss me?" he asked with a bright smile. He sat down in front of her and took out a few notebooks from his backpack. She frowned at him and snatched the milk from the table. "Did I miss you? I haven't bought anything," she whined and settled down in her seat. Whoops! Inconsistency there. Well, no, she didn't. Yeah, a little bit inconsistency there. She removed the plastic cover of the straw and stabbed it on the carton. I love this. I love this sentence. I know. I love the sentence. She stabbed it. Like, she didn't even poke it. Like, I didn't even write poked it in under the carton. I wrote stabbed it. Like, I can feel the aggressiveness here. Oh my gosh. Young Miki. Good job. Why am I complimenting myself? Don't worry, I'm burning myself later. Oh, come on, Joey. Cassie should just get good. Then there won't be a novel in the first place. Truly. She didn't get good, guys. She's complaining about it. She's complaining about her youth. Let her complain about it. So, let's get back. Let's see the drama. In the corner of her eye, she could see Antonio perk his lip and record it on his notebook with a small pad by the side of the table. "Why do you need to wait for me? You don't have to," he pointed out. She grabbed the burger, unknowing that Antonio was going to reach for it. Oh my god, Cassie, you're an idiot. Cassie, you're an asshole. She unwrapped the burger and took a bite. She can't exactly say she's awkward without him, right? Oh my god, Cassie! You don't take somebody else's burgers! His eyes grew wide when his hand moved around the table. He saw that Cassie took a bite of the burger. That's mine! He stretched out his hand. You made me a sludge! Is it my fault? Cassie stopped waving around the burger and sighed. She sat back down. When did she stand up, though? When did she stand up? Okay, the inconsistencies are really real here. Yep, exactly, Yuna. Conflict is important, as long as it is written, coherent, and logical. Clearly, we already see some inconsistencies with the action here, but we're gonna let it be. We're gonna let it be. Here. Antonio rolled his eyes. He waved his hand in negation. Never mind, keep it. He wrote down in his notebook again. She sighed in resignation. She bowed and looked down at his paperwork. He's a part of the journalism club. It was a reason why she was friends with Antonio from the start. There was a time in school where she became a topic of the students' chatter when she transferred as a freshman. A spread of news that she came from France, many expected her arrival. Yes. Pretty good. I think here, young Miki is doing a good job, like, introducing Antonio to us. Like, there's already so much stuff that we can get from Antonio. Before he was introduced as part of the journalism club, we already know he's very fixated in writing down notes. So it's either the reader can assume he's a writer or he's very, very studious, but it turns out he's a journalism club. What are we doing here? We are examining my old novels, Tiffy. Journalism club also promotes school. Yes, they do. They do promote the school. Hello there, Oni! Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hello there, Shanu. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. We are ripping apart my novel today. We are ripping apart my first novel. So, let's get to it. Holy cow, I forgot that my true hobby is reading. Not watching cute anime girls doing things. Thanks, Miki. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Let's go back to the drama, shall we? They expected a teenager who had a sketchpad at hand, those red-tinted lips, and a soft laugh on her smile. But what they didn't know that the girl they were waiting for was an absolute mess. No sketchbooks, no red-tinted lips, and not a smile on her face. My god, Cassie, why do you have to be such an emo? Like, you know how when you hear that somebody came from France, you would think, oh, they must be very, very fashionable or something, and then they were very disappointed. I don't know. Teenagers would honestly assume that sometimes. Rip. Why not boat? Yeah, why not boat? Let's continue on. Let's see, the drama. What stood in front of the school entranceway was a girl with blonde, messy hair all over her face, a tattered bag over her shoulder, and wrinkled bandages on her arm. Every one of them was shocked when she marched down the hallway that day. From then on, her infamous story began. A terrorizing failure strolling around the school with failing marks and thousands of call slips in the principal office, and that story grew as rumors and gossip. I mean, here, there's like, one thing I would change from this paragraph is this, like, rumor. It's definitely not a rumor when there's a bunch of witnesses, like, seeing her go back and forth between the principal's office. But I would say, like, the only time it will become a rumor when it's like taken out of context, because clearly something is wrong with Cassie. She keeps going back and forth between the principal's office. A lot of teenagers would probably assume that, oh my gosh, she's a troublemaker, and I wasn't able to put it here. Young Miki wasn't able to put it here. Like, what exactly are they rumoring about? But okay, good job, fuckers. Reading about cute anime girl doing cute things. Wee back hit. It's important to remember what Seymour truly is. Let's go. When Cassie was at her worst times, she cried alone by the courtyard where no one could see her during dismissal, where all the students are gone. There's no need for this. It's understandable it says dismissal. Okay, young Miki, whatever. There was Antonio, who stayed late at school, being reprimanded by the janitor for sneaking into the library when it's closed. D, we forgot to put the D, Miki. Hello there, Mr. Danny. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Oh my god, Miki. Oh my god, Miki. You cannot. Closed. At least you got this right. It is. Like, a lot of people make this mistake where there's no apostrophe on S on its. If there's no apostrophe, it's like just 3 letters close together. Like it's possessive, and if there's like apostrophe there in its, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. You forgot to put the D. I can't believe you forgot to put in the D, Miki. So much hate. Hey, stop that. Stop. I didn't forget to put the D, guys. I wasn't aware, okay? Like, clearly, I don't revisit my novels, okay? I don't revisit it anymore. I wrote this as I was, grade 8. Are you reading a novel story in the novel app? No, I'm reading this from Google Docs. This is an old novel that I wrote back in grade 8. What powers do janitors have when the certain areas of the school close? I mean, they're the ones. Hey, they are the ones who hold the keys to everything, and then they are the ones who also close the school. So yeah, they do have the power. They have the higher ground, chat. Sorry, boys will be boys, Miki. Let's resume. Boys will be boys, I guess. So, that day, the sun was sinking down, and Antonio was walking down the courtyard when he saw Cassie crouch at the floor, with her head rested on her knees, bracing for herself as she let out a sob. Aww, their friendship. That's so sad. Can you imagine? Like, oh man. Let's continue on. I'll shut up. Antonio knelt down in front of her and tapped. Oh my god, you forgot to tap her. Oh my god, tapped. Oh my god, young Miki, you forgot tapped her and tapped her on the shoulder. She raised her head in alarm as her bloodshot eyes were revealed in front of him. I wouldn't say bloodshot eyes. This is a little bit too much. I don't know what I was thinking here. Bloodshot eyes? What? I could have said here like sore eyes. Okay, freshly sore eyes revealed in front of him. She wiped off her tears and glared at him. What? Are you one of those? Oh my god. Why is it so hard to scroll? Okay. What? Are you one of those gossip kids? She growled. Her voice was brash and controlled, but her eyes told a different meaning. There was fear. There were. Oh my god, Miki. I'm gonna. Oh my god, young Miki. There was fear and insecurity. Antonio sat down in front of her and raised both of his hands in resignation. Wow, Antonio is like, can you imagine? Like, Antonio is just chilling, like he just forgot. He just wanted to go to the library, and now he has to comfort a freaking crying newbie. I feel so bad, but anyway, at the teen drama, I guess. Teen drama. I feel so bad. Like, Antonio was like, oh my god, I'm just here to like go to the library. Okay, let's roll. We would never know Antonio's POV, but hey. Anyway, rock and roll, Antonio. You're the PvP here. PvP. You're the MVP. No. He said, I'm a simple guy with simple intentions. He said calmly. But back then, Cassie had her guard all the way up. Nowhere for someone to poke through. She stood up from the floor and wiped her tears once more after they couldn't stop falling. She warned him not to tell anyone that she cried that day and ran off alone. She made her way out of school with her back turned on him. Teen drama written by a teenager. What to expect? No worries, Miki. Bloodshot eyes only need coffee cup. This will be a Chinese novel. I mean, course huh? Reminds me of the old times I used to write. Would always quit. Felt like it wasn't any good. Nope. Oh no, you quit writing? No. If you ever feel like you want to write again, please do. Ocelot, please don't give up writing, chat. Please. Like, don't give up writing. You don't have to write every day. But I do feel bad when writers like give up writing just because it wasn't good. Of course it wasn't good. But who cares anyway? That's your writing. That's something that you created that out of your imagination. That's not terrible. That's something good. Like, no worries, Mika. Thank you, Seymour. Thank you. Antonio asked calmly. No, he said calmly. Okay. But that didn't stop Antonio from talking with her continuously. Even though Antonio was just there to like go to the library, Antonio was still intrigued either way to like follow up Cassie. What genre is the story? The genre is fantasy, but we're not there yet. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. But we will get there. We will get there soon. Like, you'll find out later why exactly is it fantasy. Me too, I Pale Ocelot. I have a web novel but deleted 30 chapters. Why did you delete it? No! Chat, come on. Don't delete your stories. You can look back at it like this. We could like re-examine it together. And we don't need to feel bad about it. Like, I'm showing my novel to you guys. Like when I was grade 7 or 8. It's terrible, but am I embarrassed by it? No. It's hard to write. It's so difficult to write, but somehow I was able to do it anyway. I also wrote poetry. It was edgy, but at a certain point after 15 years, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Yeah, the vision in our heads is usually different when we do them, so it's alright, Ocelot. Ooh, a story! I published the book. Congratulations, Shanu. You making fun of me, Sean, who want to stand outside of class? I can't use subtitles. My English is not that good. Subtitles are only available after the stream. I don't know with YouTube. I don't understand why there's no live translations yet. But we'll get there. I keep telling YouTube. I'll never stop. Okay. So let's do this. But that didn't stop Antonio from talking with her continuously. That didn't stop Antonio from befriending her. It didn't stop Antonio from seeing... Oh my god. Stop the redundancy, Miki. Stop the redundancy, young Miki. I don't need to read that didn't stop, like 3 lines. Okay. It didn't stop Antonio from seeing her past the rumors that spread throughout the school. He's always grateful for that. Aw, Antonio saw past the rumors. And it's really ironic because Antonio is part of the journalism club, right? The journalism club, writers from journalism club would definitely eat something like this, right? They would eat it. They would eat it alive. But Antonio was one of the only people that like saw Miki as like, you know what? Maybe you're not what they're saying. And it's pretty good. I love it. Like young Miki, young Miki, great job. Great job here. I can applaud Miki for that. Now just kidding. Publishing 1. Hope Miki published 2. Someday. I hope so. I still regret deleting everything I wrote. Yeah, you shouldn't have deleted it because you can always come back to it like this. You would feel disillusioned, but you would see it with fresh eyes. Like how I'm doing right now. So, sometimes she doesn't even think she would be a friend worth fighting for. Woo! After all the walls that she built around herself hasn't been broken, and that feels like she's been lying all this time to Antonio, and yet he stayed. Well... Hey, Cass! Antonio began. Oh my god. Nice. It snapped out of Cassie's thoughts. She smiled awkwardly and sat up straight. She crumpled the wrapper paper from the burger before she shoved it in her pocket. See, Cassie may be messy, but she knows how to clean up her stuff. Yeah. That is not something to flex, but anyway, let's continue on. Yeah? She asked and took the milk carton and finished it in one sip. She squished the box flat on the table. My god, Cassie, you don't need to be so aggressive. What do you plan for college? He implored, and that made Cassie froze in her seat. She fell silent for a moment. Lost in thought, she looked down at the table and pondered of what to say. I don't know, she stammered. Her feet dangled under the table and her fingertips tapped on the desk, like playing keys on the piano. She glanced over at the... Wait, did I put board gear? Hold on. Did I make it... Wait. Did I put board gear? Is there... Antonio, wrong question. Definitely wrong question. She glanced over... Oh wait. Her feet dangled under the table and her fingertips tapped on the desk like playing keys on a piano. Ooh. Subtlety. She glanced over the other kids around her. She's a senior like others, like the others, but instead of worrying what university to go to, she was worried whether this would be her end or not. You're not planning on giving up your grades, are you? Antonio asked sternly. Oh my god! Asked sternly. Okay. Okay, concerned friend Antonio. Pale Ocelot, I see you're a cultured man as well. I don't know, like, I feel so bad. Like, I feel bad for Cassie this time around. Not calmly, sternly. Say, guys, sorry I was late. No worries, no need to worry about it, Zario. I think, I feel so bad. I feel bad for Cassie here. Like, Cassie, like, it's already a bad topic for her, and Antonio just keep on egging her on. Like, you're not gonna abandon your grades, are you? Like, there's nothing she can do, buddy. She failed. There's nothing she can do. And then Cassie tossed her hands on the air out of ideas on what to say. She ran her fingers through her hair and sighed deeply. I tried not to, but where am I supposed to go from here? I don't have any idea. Cassie admitted. She placed her elbows on the table and rested her chin on her palm. She's bummed out. Young Miki, come on, young Miki. I think the audience understands she's bummed out. I don't think you have to like say what she's feeling here, but okay. Whatever. We'll get there. When I started writing short stories when I was in a literature club, I used to love adverbs a lot. Adverbs. Adverbs are okay when used sparingly. But using adverbs in every sentence is definitely not good. It's giving telling more than showing. Thankfully, I'm not obsessed with it, but I do see it like deeply, sternly. There's traces of that there. Okay. I don't have any talents like you. I can play basketball, but do they allow a female basketball prodigy? Not really. Disclaimer, I wrote this in 2017, okay? Let's move on. Also, for your information, this didn't take place in the modern times, okay? This was around... in her time, this happened around 2012. Just a little disclaimer. Okay. I'm not that talented. Wait, sorry. Antonio glanced at his side, folding his arms together in deep thought. He didn't look at Cassie, he was looking at his notes. Cassie snapped her fingers in front of him after being silent for a while. I'm not that talented, Antonio spoke up, and Cassie tilted her head in confusion. His eyes fell on her this time. I know how to write articles, but I am not that talented as you think. 2012, yes, this story took place in 2012, but I wrote this in 2017. So everything that happens here is very, very dated. So just a little warning. So yeah. When I say, let's just say you made up 25% of the story. Oh no, that's terrible. That's a terrible margin. Yeah, Miki, times has changed. Although I am kind of metalhead, black metal was never a thing for me. Oh boy, that's cursed. 2012, yeah, it's been a long time. Let's continue. Cassie leaned back on her chair and crossed her legs. Wow, okay. Observing Antonio skeptically. Another adverb. Another zombie. Like what he said was unbelievable. You have something that can secure your future. I have nothing. Like in funny story, like in one line, Miki is so beautiful and pretty, and she compliments the piggish background adverbs and really good for word count. Hey, I'm not complimenting the story. I'm just pointing out what things could have changed, like what things I would have changed here, like things I would improve. Hello, beautiful girl. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm from space. Hello there, Sia. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. I appreciate it. 2012 is so long ago. I know, but for me, it wasn't. It's literally just how many years? 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. Literally 5 years apart from 2017. So, okay. Cassie, you have something that... Yeah, we already read that. Antonio furrowed his brows and his eyes narrowed at the thought. Yet at the satisfied frown on his face. I actually thought about quitting writing, he stated, and that made Cassie's eyes expand in shock. What? But you love writing, don't you? Cassie implored, and Antonio nodded slowly at that. More than anything, Cassie always admired Antonio for his works. She always admired his articles in the school newspaper. It wasn't the usual rumor flicks, but rather he would write scientific and interesting facts about certain topics. But the sad part was no one would actually read those in school. And it was true, chat. Like, when I was at school, there's a thing called scientific journalism, and I did participate in science journalism before. So yeah, the things you would see here, like there's a bunch of references here from what I experienced in high school. So there's that. And when I went to the when I went to the science, no wait, when I went to the journalism club, there's only one science journalist in our whole team, and it's crazy. And what's worse, it's the least popular thing in our newspaper. So there we go. Oh yeah, Miki, will you watch Barbie first or Oppenheimer? I would watch Oppenheimer first before Barbie. Yeah, I would watch Oppenheimer first. Yeah, that's what I would do. And then I would watch Barbie. Save the best for last, I guess. So, Cassie respected that side of him. He would always continue to write, even if there was no audience to read it. He loves writing too much. He loves researching a lot. She respected that more than her father, uncle, and aunt. Both of her guardians were writers, but sometimes she wondered if they even write for something anymore. So here we get a sneak peek of what Cassie's like home life is. We can understand that two of her relatives, two in her family, are writers. Did the Barbie movie have dolls in it? No, hopefully. Whopper Oppenheimer. No, the Barbie movie is live action. Yeah, it's live action. You don't need to fear. Okay. I do, but passion is different on what I have to achieve, Antonio said quietly. As if on cue, the bell rings and everyone in the cafeteria slowly dispersed, followed by a few groans and whines coming from the students. Antonio got up from his table and bore his backpack. He was prepared to leave, but Cassie stood up and chased after him. Wait, Antonio, let's talk about it over dismissal. I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't say his name. I can't. I have a journalism meeting. Ooh, after your meeting? Cassie corrected herself as she tries to reach for Antonio, but the cafeteria's exit was crowded with a bunch of students making their way to their classes. Soon she lost Antonio among the crowd. She won't give up here. Ooh, I guess she wanted to say sorry, but you know what? Here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. Here's something I don't know if you guys have observed. Like, here in their friendship, there's already a flaw. I don't know if you guys can notice, because Antonio said something very sensitive to like Cassie, and Cassie brushed it off to the side. But when it comes to Cassie like asking Antonio some very sensitive topics, Antonio is like very dismissive of her, and that's where it is. Like, young Miki can see this vision. Like, she tried to portray this vision. Like, there's already something here. There's already something wrong with their friendship from the start. And I don't think Miki has written it very well. At least younger Miki hasn't written it very well. But it is suspicious. Like how come Antonio can hit some very sensitive stuff for Cassie, but when it comes to Cassie asking very sensitive topics with Antonio, he's like, oh no. Cillian Murphy is acting on Oppenheimer. One of the reasons why I'm watching it. The Sigma guy. Let's continue, chat. Oh, I can't see. I can't see. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Ooh, okay. Where is it? Where are we? Okay. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. There's barely any students left around the hallway. Cassie made her way towards the publication office. She crouched and twisted the doorknob to take a peek, but much to her surprise, the office was locked. Antonio lied. You know, the meeting could have been like ended early. Like, Cassie, come on, your friend isn't lying. Maybe. She could hear footsteps from behind her. She looked around for a hiding spot and she dived right into the corner and prevented herself from making any noise. She can't be caught by the janitor. Her chest pounded like thundering drums from anticipation. She poked out her head that brushes upon the brick walls that hides the mystery of clicking footsteps that inches closer and closer to her. His footsteps filled the deafening silence around the school hall, and his hands were locked tight at the black journal. His eyes traveled distant places with fear and caution, and he takes another step before he reached the ends of the hall. Casey couldn't take a moment to breathe, and her heavy heart was starting to sink into her stomach. She shouldn't be doing this. She shouldn't have stayed here. She should have gone home. It wasn't right to follow a friend. It wasn't her business to invade her friend's privacy. Cassie, you kind of already failed that already. You're already following him, so I don't see the point here. Like, I don't see why you're... It's already invading privacy at this point. But anyway, rock and roll, Cassie, girl boss. She bit her tongue in guilt. She watched her friend walk through the empty halls where he least expected. Cassie stood up from the floor and takes her bag. Oh god, takes. Oh my god, stood up, takes. Oh my god. There we go. Inconsistency. She hesitated whether she should go home or not. She looked behind her once more. Her curiosity grows the more she lingers. Cassie observed Antonio flip through the leaves of the book on his hand and stop midway to the middle of the page where the bookmark lies. His fingertips glided to the smooth pages with glossy handwriting and rested the bookmark. Focus, chat! Focus! Focus! Come on! Shh! It's getting to the good part. It's not getting to the good part. Cassie knows she's a hypocrite to say that she's disappointed. Antonia avoided her for this, a mere journal. What? Did he find a way to the fountain of immortality? God's diary? Well... Come on, like, man. Like, from here, like, I can already tell that Cassie is so dramatic. Like, come on, girl. Like, I love how she just immediately assumes that Antonio is lying. Antonio literally abandoned her for, like, God's journal, fountain of immortality and stuff. Like, she's so dramatic. Oh my god, she's such a child. But anyway, Cassie, game on, girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight. Cassie sounds like Facebook when it comes to users' privacy. She says she keeps people's privacy on top, but she invades privacy anyway. She sounds like Timmy's dad. She's gonna barge into your room anyway, even though she respects her in privacy. But okay, Cassie. Dramatic girl, dramatic bitch. Let's continue on, I guess. She shakes her head and parted from the wall. She swung her bag over her shoulders. She knew it was a mistake coming here to fuss about him. She didn't need to worry about him at all. Maybe she worried too much that she worried for nothing. She could hear soft murmurs from behind her. It was probably Antonio reading the journal. No, it's God's journals. Heaven's sake! God's journal! Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, Casey. Okay, Cassie, freaking dramatic there. Okay, dramatic. Oh my god, teen angst. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so funny to me, God's journal. Okay. She stepped a foot forward, and when she looked down at the floor, a mist stretched out to the surface of the school hallway. Cassie's eyes grew in fear and uncertainty. Oh my god, where's the T here? Uncertainty. She hits her back by the brick wall and she slides down and fell on the floor. She forced herself to turn her head to where Antonio was, but the light was blocking her view. She covered her eyes with her arms, but she couldn't see anything left. Gushes of wind wanted to blow her down when she tries to stand up, but she ignored them and fought through with her blonde hair flying on her face, and she slaps him away from her and reached where she thought Antonio stood. She stretched out her arms to find him and grab his sleeve, but she couldn't take hold of anything, only empty space. She bolted up when she feels a presence make contact with her back. She's being pushed forward, and when she fell forward and lost her balance, oh my god. Repetitive! Okay. She braced her arms together to face down the floor, but she felt nothing. She was met with blinding darkness. Oh my gosh, it's already getting spicy here. We're getting spicy, like, where's Antonio? Who's pushed her? Well, I don't know, like, I guess. Already suspicious. She was embraced by water surfacing around her body, touching her bare white skin, and her blonde hair was swimming freely, but she wasn't suffocating. She could breathe underwater. Every weight and burden she carries all started to wash away. She floats down and down along with her thoughts on where Antonio is and where could she be. The inner thoughts sank at the back of her mind, and fingertips were numb, but her mouth escaped bubbles of air. She closed her eyes. Nothing could harm her here. She wants to believe. She starts to cling to the idea. She starts to get attached to the silence. Her thoughts and worries were oddly fading away as she sinks deeper. Is she free? Is she released? How could that be? How could she think that here? And then finally, okay. From here, from this paragraph, like, I see the vision. I see the vision. I'm gonna keep. I swear, I'm gonna keep like. Yeah, it got resetted. Just stick to the topic, chat. From here, I guess I can visualize. I can visualize this. Like, I know what young Miki was doing here. Like, I can see where she's going here with this. But the only problem is it's the pacing, okay? The pacing of the sentences. Like, there's a vision going on for here, like swimming in the water, feeling the water on her skin, but she's not suffocating. She feels released, she feels free. But I really wish that young Miki had the capacity to like pace this a little bit better. But hey, she was a young writer back then, so I can understand why it feels like condensed. It doesn't feel like it has a clearer picture when she wrote this. Like, if I write this now, if I rewrite this scene, I'm confident at least that I can make this very vivid for the readers. But this one, it feels all too confusing. Like, there's a lot of ideas clashing here, and it needs more clarity. But slay anyway. Slay! Okay. She needs to find Antonio. She needs to go back to her father, and she needs to go back into the light. The reality, people call it. The darn boring world. But in Lost Waters, in that silence, everything was paradise. In closed-off eyes, she could sense someone approaching her. With water swishing and her body swaying to the current, something was moving closer towards her, and she opened her eyes to confirm her speculation. From the distance, all she could see was a blurring red light approaching her. As it got toward her, it shaped into a human body, with a hand reaching towards her. It hasn't even reached her body, but a sharp pain arises. What is swaying? Swaying like this. She's swaying like this. Hello there, simp! Are you sure you want me to call you simp? I am here. I'm new here, just watching. Welcome to the stream, simp. Though I kind of prefer if do you have a nickname? Do you really want me to call you simp? I feel bad if I have to call somebody a simp. Will you do another stream but you rewrite the whole thing or part of it? Live? I think it would be an inspiring display of your growth as a writer. Okay then, I'm gonna call you simp. No sama. Sheesh, yeah. Rewriting it live. I don't think I can like rewrite it like perfectly on live, but I can rewrite this. I can rewrite it live, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if you guys want to see that. So let's move forward. From the distance, all she could see was blurring red light approaching her. As it got towards her, oh wait, I already read this. But a sharp pain arises. Something was forcefully being pulled inside of her. She struggled and she waved her arms violently, and no scream escaped from her lips. Before she knew it, it was a person holding a bright white light. And Cassie was able to see the holder's face. Foreign for her to see, he has red hair that burns like fire below the dark waters embracing them. His yellow eyes that held mysteries that hid behind a blue mask, golden linings on its edges. For a moment, Cassie dared to touch it, but she couldn't feel her arms that was once waving violently to avoid the man. He mouthed words to her, but Cassie couldn't comprehend it. She could tell he was disappointed when he couldn't hear her, but he smiled dangerously soon after. He placed his hand on her shoulder and pushed her off of him. Okay, whoo! Describing the other person. Ah, man. I could see division yet again, but there is not enough pacing for her to like. There's not enough pacing here, young Miki. You need to make the picture clearer. You need to pace this. Stop using run-on sentences, Miki. Oh, that sounds odd. It does. Read your Wattpad stories if you made them. Yeah, I do have Wattpad stories, but chat, you are not prepared for my Wattpad stories. You will cry of tears of blood. The former balanced waters. Oh my god. The former balanced waters. This is so unclear. This is so unclear to me. The former balanced waters enveloping her was gone, and she was falling faster. So so was her heart pounds. What is so was? What is so was here? Miki, what the heck? What the heck is going on here? Her senses returned and her arms started to move again. Everything in her body was in a panic. It was a nightmare. Everything was terrifying. She's falling and she couldn't tell when it would stop. She closed her eyes shut and prayed, but she didn't stop. She dares open her eyes again. She saw millions of stars falling with her. And that's chapter 1. That's chapter 1. Ah, my gosh. That's chapter 1. Tears of Blood sounds good to me. Oh my god. Really? That's chapter 1. Yes, that's chapter 1. Oh man. Oh man. How many words are this? I have to double check. How many words was this? Like, how many words was this? Word count. This was 2,815 words. Oh my god. Like, does it feel long or does it feel too short? That's a lot of words you wrote, Miki. Yeah, no, that's not a lot of words yet. 2,815 just for one chapter? Chat, oh my god, you don't know me at all, do you? The current novel that I'm working on today, the first chapter has 6,000 words. This is nothing, chat. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing to the Mega Boss. Just about right for an introductory chapter. What do you think about the first chapter, chat? Like, I kind of get it. Like, this is honestly, when young Miki wrote this, she really wanted to be mysterious with the first chapter. Like, she wanted the readers to be like very confused, ask a lot of questions. Like, wait. What do you mean? Where's Antonio? Who's that masked guy? Where's Miki? Why is there a tons of millions of stars falling for her? You wrote the novel. Cool. What's the title? The title is Ordinary. That's the title. Literally, Ordinary. When I wrote this. Give up within 500 words. Well, that's because you're probably either not used to reading, because a lot of readers can get through a lot of words. Not bad title. Aw, thank you, Zariel. What do you think about the first chapter, chat? Because in my opinion, I think young Miki is very ambitious. Young Miki was very ambitious. She has a lot of imagery going on here. But when she's a fresh writer, starting her first novel and all that. It's, you know, she has a lot of vision. But she wasn't able to like describe them perfectly yet because of the pacing. There was just way too many run-on sentences, inconsistencies with the actions. Like there's a scene that Cassie was standing, and there's a scene here where suddenly she's sitting down. But, you know, I love it. I still see what she was going on for here, because we were able to like understand who Cassie was. Cassie is definitely not graduating. That's her biggest concern. She's very much a loner. She only has Antonio to hold on to, which is very concerning, because friendships where there's like a dynamic of savior and a savior type of friendships is not really good. It's not very sustainable. And we kind of already see that there's already like a flaw between her and Antonio. We also know Antonio's motivations. Like, Antonio loves writing, but he couldn't pursue it because because of life, you know. There's not much he could do with writing. At least that's what he thinks, you know. That's why we see Antonio holding a book. What kind of book was it? We're not sure. God's journal, maybe? We're not really sure. Not yet. Not yet, at least. That too, some scenes were not described clearly. Truly. Honestly, it was pretty solid. I would hardly notice the errors if you hadn't pointed it out. The most obvious ones for me were the redundancies. Yeah, I did see a lot of redundancies. It honestly annoys me on how much I did it when I was like a young writer. Thankfully, I was able to resolve that. Like, it's such a disease. Redundancies is such a big crime when it comes to writing. Like, I know it's like done for like dramatic or emphasis, but at the same time, like reading it over and over makes me wanna pew myself. So what about everybody else? Like, what do you think? What do you think of the first chapter? Antonio said calmly. Oh my god, chat. Come on. Antonio said calmly, like, it's such a meme at this point. No, that the real thing is Antonio asked sternly. Antonio asked sternly. I don't know. Do you guys have the same thoughts? Let me know. Do you? Because for me, that's how I related. Clearly, it was a very ambitious chapter, but you know, what can you do? You're a young writer, you just wanted to write, and then here we are. Here we are. What do you think, chat? Hold on. Let's just switch. Let's switch to the next chapter, shall we? Let me switch to the second chapter. Hold on. I need to like, just in case. Hold on. You guys might think that like 2,815 words is already too much for a chapter, but the average chapter for each is like 4,000 to 6,000. That's the average for a book. Let's see. All right, let's go. Whee! Oh my god. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So chapter 2, a family full of liars. Woo! The naming of the chapters, I swear. It honestly, man, I swear. Okay. Cassie glanced at the strange cactus in front of her. It was the only thing out of place in the dining room with dull walls, as if someone erased the life out of it. I have to say, good job, Miki. Good job with the imagery there. Like, it's always consistent. The imagery is there. But the execution? Questionable. Chairs were painted white and lights that flickered slowly like it hasn't been replaced for years. The only grace you could find was the colorful shade of green of the cactus compared to the tasteless room. Cassie had this belief in her head. Hold on. Okay. Heard your song. You speak Japanese? Not completely. I can sing in Japanese, I can say a few words in Japanese, but being fluent in Japanese, not that much. But also thank you for listening to the song. Thank you for listening to the song cover. And if you haven't listened to the song cover yet, I highly suggest. Please. Arigato gozaimasu. Okay. Let's see. Cassie had this belief in her head. Different people with different lives, no shit, see different amounts of colors. Wow, young Miki. What is this revelation? Nah, that seems fluently. Really? You thought I was fluent? Oh, thank you, Sin. Some people could see the shades of a vibrant life, some people could see the gray scales, and some prefer to see the monotone world they built themselves in. Cassie was one of those people. She was one of the people that live in that lie. She's one of the people to live in that monotone world. Cassie's father, whom she calls Ko, entered the room holding 2 cups of coffee that filled the dining room with caramel aroma. She got lost for a second, and Ko grinned to see that his daughter was satisfied for a moment. He settled the mugs down, one for him and one for her. Heard you were in trouble again, Ko began as he sat in front of Cassie, who was twiddling her fingers. He chuckles and takes his mug to sip it, and he takes a moment to be content with the flavor. Cassie coughed, pulling Ko away from his contentment and brushed off the dust from her shorts. You're mistaken. Hardly, little devil. Ko chuckled once more. He settled his mug by his side on the table and rested his... Oh my god, not again! You're doing this again! Young Miki, what are you doing? You keep repeating this again. You can't fool me. Oh, tell me the last time you weren't fooled. Cassie remarked and snatched her mug and lifted it up to her lips, taking a quick sip. She was caught off guard when the drink burned her tongue. She bolted from her seat and spilled drops of caffeine on the table. Oh my god. Cassie! Cassie! Let's see. So, Cassie is a little bit way too casual with her father. And that is very concerning. Like, when a child is way too casual to the point that you're on first name basis with the parent, the dynamic is a little bit weird. At least in my opinion. When I wrote this, I really wanted to make the readers feel there's something wrong here. And from the chapter titled Family Full of Liars, yeah, it becomes a little bit concerning here. Like, what exactly is going on? Like, are they close? Or is it something more? Hello there, Mochi! Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. Let's continue on. Poe laughed in amusement, which later on he had to choke down after he got glared at by Cassie. He reached for the towel on the counter and wiped off the spill off the table. Cassie turned red in embarrassment and she dropped down to her seat, avoiding to speak up. This is why you shouldn't lie before drinking coffee. Tossed the towel back to the counter while Cassie rolled her eyes stubbornly. Yeah, Dad. Make my life a little bit easier, yeah? Co teased, and he got the kick from under the table. Oh my god, Cassie! Why are you such a brat? Cassie, don't kick your own father under the table! But anyway, slay. Cassie grinned triumphantly. Oh my god, Cassie, don't be a brat! I seen you people good, that's good. Even more exposure. Aw, Mochi. He lets out a tongue. Kong clicked his tongue as he went back into his seat. What a kid. I am a kid, she stated. It was a complete silence after that. Ko couldn't say anything else, and neither did Cassie. She followed Ko's line of sight. It was back to the green cactus that stood out in the room compared to the monotone colors. She wondered, what does her father see? Does he live in the same world as her? Or was it entirely different? Cassie, how are you in school? Ko asked, and that snapped Cassie out of her thoughts. She coughed and settled her mug down. Again, redundancy. She didn't even notice she was shrinking out of nervousness. Why? Did the principal call? Cassie asked nervously, as she twisted her hair on her fingers. Ko shakes his head. He laughed as he stood up from his chair and finished this coffee in one gulp. Already, like, I don't know, chat. I don't know if you can, like, see what young Miki was going here. Like, the dynamic between Ko and Cassie is very, very different. Like, it doesn't feel like a father or a daughter talking to one another. It feels like it's a bit friendly, but also there's like a distance put between them. It kind of feels like, how do I say this? It's like talking to an acquaintance, but you're not allowed to feel like you're too distant from them, so you're trying to be like friendly, egging them on, but reality is, isn't that simple. Okay. It's probably just me though. I mean, I'm the one who wrote this, so yeah. No, there wasn't any calls like that. And he went to take the dish soap from sponge from the corner of the sink to wash mug. Cassie bit her lip, her palms started to sweat, and her feet won't stop dangling below the table. She laughed inwardly at the long silence. From what I noticed here, chat, like, when I wrote dialogues, it doesn't feel very natural. It doesn't have any variations. Like, it's always paragraph, paragraph, paragraph. Like, I am afraid of doing no paragraph dialogues, or even action tags for that matter. It's always paragraph, paragraph, every dialogue. It's insane to me. It's like action, every action, every action, every action. It's a little bit of a, it drags on. It drags. Hello there, Anima. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, why would you? I never had any feeling marks. As he stretched the nape of her neck, Ko settled down his mug back to the cabinet. I love how Cassie had to lie. Cassie clutched her hands tightly down at her skirt. Never had any failing marks. That's a big lie. Her whole life was a big flop. Tell me, Cassie, am I doing something wrong to you? Ko asked, and when he turned to face her, he leaned his hips against the counter and folded his arms. He stared at Cassie's pupils, His eyes were searching for answers somewhere, like he was staring at Cassie to find answers even if she wouldn't reply. Cassie gulped down in her throat, and she opened her mouth to answer, but she furrowed her brows instead. Again. First of all, I use a translator, so my English will not be very good. Oh, it's okay, Anima. What is your first language then? If you don't mind me asking? Okay. What do you mean? Cassie asked carefully, rubbing her hands together. It was strange. A while ago, she was warm and she drank coffee, but now it was cold. The atmosphere froze, and it didn't help that her father was observing her. When you were a kid, I would always drive you to your new school, Ko began. He moved to the refrigerator and grabbed the leftovers from yesterday's dinner. She and her father never had any proper meals ever since her mother left them. Ooh, Ko never learned how to cook. He didn't think he would need to learn in the first place. Oh my god, Ko. That's your fault. You didn't learn how to cook. Now you're gonna be cooking. He's not cooking, chat. Okay. Ko told Cassie once he never expected to marry someone in the future. Yeah, so why so serious about it? Cassie asked. He frowned at her and he approached Cassie by the table and sat down beside her. Picking fights, Ko said vaguely. And Cassie's eyes widened as she stood up from her seat. Cassie, please, am I doing something wrong? Doing something wrong in what? Can you let go, Dad? Cassie said firmly. She attempts to shake Ko's grasp off of her, but he was stronger than her. Cassie dared to give him a glare, but it didn't work. Her face only softened a little when she saw Ko's eyes that were filled with pain. Nothing. I'm sorry. Again. This, Ko doesn't know how to approach Cassie here. I don't know if you could feel that, chat. Please confirm. Please confirm or deny. Do you guys feel this? Do you feel something is wrong? Do you feel it? Do you feel the awkwardness here? Do you feel that there's the flaw? There's something going on between Ko and Cassie here. You guys feel it? Is it just me? Or am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. So it just... I don't know. The dynamic here, when I wrote... This is one of the... By the way, when I wrote this chapter, it was very difficult for me. It was so difficult for me to write. Because... the latter, Miki? When will we ever see the family of truth? Oh, never. Never, Zario. Not yet, at least. Never gonna see it. Because in my head, this was difficult to write because it feels like I'm getting reflected. I feel like, how do I say this? Experiences? I feel like I have flashbacks, even though I don't have any flashbacks. Not yet. Fair enough. Shout out to your birthday. Hello there, Yana. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Happy birthday! Okay. Let's go. This is there's just something sad here. Ko obviously does not know how to parent Cassie well. And it's hard because they already mentioned the mother. We already mentioned the mother here. Their mother left them. Dad or alive? Not sure. Not sure. We're not, what's good, pumpkin pie? Hey, you called me pumpkin pie. Thank you. I kind of like that nicknames. Thank you, man with the beard. Do I call you beard? Do I just call you beard? I thought you have a nickname. I don't think you shared your nickname with us last time, but I'm gonna call you beard instead. So thank you. I like the nickname pumpkin pie. Better than baby girl. Better than baby girl. I'll take that, I'll take the pumpkin pie. Good job. I like that. Let's continue on. Okay. He breathed heavily and his grip loosened slowly when Cassie noticed it. She removed her hand quickly before he gripped tightly on her again. She never understood her father. Back then, her mother was still around. Ko was easy to read. He was bright like a sun on a spring day. Someone vibrant, someone open, and someone inviting. It was in those times she understood her father. It was in those times she could read him like an open book, but those times were shattered when she was in the airport with her luggage at hand and her passport on the other. She was wrapped around the arms of her father, whose eyes were clouded and lost. His embrace lost its warmth, and Cassie was shocked when she felt the touch of her father. She was shocked for that first time. She thought back then, was this her father? When she was in that airport, she thought that her father would go on a vacation somewhere. Just the two of them having fun in the summer break, but it was all a lie. She was taken by a stranger instead by the time she arrived at the counter. She was approached by her father's brother, her uncle that she never knew. He took her by the hand and dragged Cassie away from her father. Oh, shit! Oh my god. I swear. I freaking swear. Like, do you understand why this was so hard for me to write? Like, do you understand why this was so hard? Also, I didn't know you wrote a novel. That's very cool. I myself have finished a novel when I started. Oh, congrats for writing it, please. Oh, I didn't know you write, Beard. I'm happy for you. I didn't know we have so many writers here. Oh my gosh. I'm so honored. This is crazy. I know, guys. Sorry, boss, and we might need a recap for those who just arrived. So, I'm reviewing my very first novel that I wrote in 2017. This took place in 2012, so there are definitely outdated beliefs here by the characters. So please understand that these are the characters' beliefs, not mine. And Cassie is our main character here, and she's not gonna graduate high school because she let her grades slip. And right now, she's talking to her father, like trying to leverage the situation, trying to parent Cassie, but clearly their interactions is the opposite, because when Cassie's father and her mother got divorced, Cassie was sent away with her uncle that she didn't even knew. She had no awareness of this uncle, and then she was suddenly sent away into Paris with him. It's really tough. Okay. She in those times she called out to her father. She was yelling at him to catch up. The plane was leaving him, but then she saw her father turn his back on her and laughed. She was left to ride a plane to Paris along with a stranger. Now she sees her father again in front of her. He was crying with his face placed on both hands. She couldn't believe this was the same man who left her that day. She knelt down in front of her father. She shook his shoulder slightly. "Dad, come on, stop it," she pleaded. She helped her father stand up from the floor and brought him to the living room. She hurried to give him a glass of water and place it on his shivering hands. What kind of father did that? I know, like, he just abandoned Cassie. Oh my god. And now Ko expects that their relationship is going to be repaired by something, but if he tried to parent Cassie by one instance, like, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't work. And it's weird because, like, Cassie's father is crying here. She's breaking down. Normally, you would think an adult has to be strong in front of their children, but here is breaking down, and it's really weird dynamic because it feels like the father is relying on the child, and it shouldn't be that way, because you should be the one that should be dependable, not on your child. You shouldn't seek that kind of like dependency on the kid. He takes a glass and drank it down in one gulp. He coughed while he hammered his chest. Cassie furrowed her brows worriedly. She could scold her father if she wanted to. See, do you see this here? Like, it doesn't feel like Ko is a father to Cassie. Especially when the first thing Cassie thought she could scold her father. You don't scold your father. You don't scold your father here. What do you mean by outdated beliefs of characters? You know how people believe back then, like, writing is not a career? There's a character here that thought writing would never get him anywhere. So there's that. It's an outdated belief. Clearly, you can get everywhere with writing now. So just a little bit of a warning. I'm sorry I held upstairs instead. Don't stay up too late. Good night, Cassie. Ko stood up from the couch and placed a glass on the table before he limped back to the staircase. Cassie chased after him to help him up, but Ko waved his hand in negation and his hand gripped tight on the handle before he disappeared into his office. See, like, it doesn't feel like he's being a parent. Instead, Cassie is the one that's doing the parent thing. You know, looking after her father. It's really weird because they aren't close. But really, you can see father cry not that often. True. Ko is a broken man. Like, Cassie's father is a broken man here. Clearly. There's something wrong. I keep saying that. There's something wrong. But it is true. I emphasize this a lot, but there really is something wrong here. Well, the chapter is called Family Full of Liars. She was left alone again in her thoughts. This is what she meant. Different people from different realities see different shades of colors. Your novel is very filled with teenage angst. Exactly. It's very filled with teenage angst because in my head, when I wrote this, when I was in grade 7 or 8, I wanted to write a novel for teenagers, not pretend like, you know, I wanted to write something that people could relate to, not like plunge myself into like a fantasy world immediately. I wanted my writing to be relatable, like stuff like that. So there's a lot of teenage angst in my novels. It's a common thing. Her father was one of them, one of the people that lied to see the black and white of reality. She sighed and she moved back to the dining room. She gasped when she saw her coffee unfinished. She must have been distracted. She takes a coffee mug, but she stared down at the contents. She remembered her father to never lie in front of coffee or it would taste bitter. But her own father was a liar too. She glanced at his own mug. It was probably one of the bitter coffees in the world. Aw. She went to wash her coffee mug and place it back in the cabinet before she heads to the living room and takes a glass from the coffee table. She spotted their old family photo by the shelf with the other books that Ko placed down there. Their old family frame was face down. You could see the back portion and the stand. Cassie reached for the shelf, but her hands rested on the frame instead. She never made the frame stand on its own. Aw. It's hard for Cassie to look at her old family photos. I love that. I love this paragraph. But I feel like it could be more concise. Honestly, I feel like it could have been more concise to bring a better punch here. Pack a punch. I really like that media shows parents as people too. I think it makes some stories feel more natural. Me too. I love it when parents are shown as not broken heroes, but flawed heroes when it comes to their children. Like, they're not always capable, you know? Like, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. At least that's what I feel. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Before your parents became parents, they were people like you. They were people that were insecure. They were people that had fears, flaws, and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, as they grow older, they suddenly have to take care of a person. A little person. It's tough. It's a rough job. Being a parent is difficult. And when you have a broken relationship with your child, all of a sudden, what are you supposed to do now? How do you parent correctly? All that stuff. I was writing that kind of stuff when I was a teenager. Oh my god, chat. Like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me, chat? I could have been writing about dragons and stuff, but no, I'm not writing about dragons. I'm writing about the dark realities of families. Oh my god, honestly. Young Miki, what are you going through? What are you going through, young Miki? What is wrong with you? It's funny because children, like teenagers, would write about fairies and stuff and all that magical jazz, but here I am writing about, oh my god, the world is so dark, man. Man, I swear, what did I go through? Slay, I guess. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Yeah, dang Miki, that's what I say. That's what I'm like. That's what I think as well. Dang Miki. I don't believe magical jazz, I'll be honest. Magical jazz. I was the exact opposite. I wanted to write a dark, apocalyptic story. Yeah, that's fine, honestly. But it wasn't a fantasy. It was set in our world. Ooh. That's fine, too. That's honestly good. There's, like, you can write anything about anything, honestly. You were writing about dark, apocalyptic stories. Literally tragedies everywhere. Bombs. All that good jazz. You're one of the apocalyptic jazz writers. Meanwhile, I'm one of the reality is dark jazz. Yawn. She left the frame alone as she turned back on it. She moved to the kitchen and hopes to wash a glass cup. She knows out of all of them. Her mother was a huge liar. She was the one who made this family liars. But one day she would find out the truth. One day she would erase the scars left on her heart caused by her own family's lie. One day she would see colors again. And that was chapter 2. That was chapter 2. Oh my god. That was honestly chapter 2. Oh my god, Miki, what are you going through? Like, yeah, Miki, what are you going through, buddy? That was chapter 2. Already, there's so many questions. Like, we get a background on what we get a background on what Cassie's home life is like. It was clear that she doesn't have a good family dynamic. There's no healthy family dynamic here. She was sent away from everybody, from her own family, to a literal stranger, even though she's kind of related to him. She's related to her uncle, but here we are. Like, you're gonna be thinking, like, if you're reading this, like, you would think, oh my god, this is only chapter 2, why is it dark? But also, what exactly is the lie here? What are we lying about? What is Cole lying about? What is Cassie lying about? There's so many questions. So many questions, but no answers in sight. Like, you're being fed. You're being fed in, like, tiny portions. And you want more. Give me the full meal. Give me the main course. But it doesn't show up. You're like waiting. What exactly is going on here? Don't worry, Miki. We were both dark writers. Aw, thank you, Beard. What do you think, chat? What do you think, chat? What do you think? Like, what do you think of chapter 2? Do we have the same sentiment? Well, that some dark secret can't be revealed at the end. Yeah. We don't know what that lie is about. All we know is that this is a family full of liars, apparently. They're lying about something. So it makes a question like, is Cassie a reliable narrator? Because she could be seeing things differently. Like, she might see that, oh, everybody's lying. Chapter 2 certainly has a lot more angst to it. Yeah, definitely a lot more angst. Like, honestly, there's a lot of angst. My main character's parents got oofed first thing in my story. That's a lot of angst. That's really, really dark. But hey, I'm not surprised. Attack on Titan literally did that. Like, first episode, boom. Mother got slayed by the Titan. Very funny. But no, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's very dark. It's very sad. It's very sad. But there's no reason to care for the mother anyway in Attack on Titan. But anyway. But here, I guess, like, in the story, in chapter 1 and 2, there's a possible chance that the reader can care for Cassie at this point. Can care for Cassie. How many? This is like 6 pages, chat. I don't know how many words was this. Yeah, I only wrote 1,846 words. It wasn't that many compared to the previous chapter with chapter 1. But this one here, chapter 2, feels like it's a bit more heavier because of the content. Man, really weird. I hit the like button. Oh, thank you, Zario. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. And for those who haven't hit the like button, do it. Do it. What are you waiting for? I like the story analysis club we have going on. Me too, honestly. I'm showing you guys my old novels. This is never gonna see the light of day again, by the way. I am not gonna continue this. Like, honestly, I wrote a lot of chapters for this one, so it doesn't feel like it's very incomplete. Very fun, you know? It's very nice to go back on my old ideas, what exactly happened to the story. Yeah, my main character was also oofed. Yeah, we love oofing our characters, chat. We love oofing our characters. You need to do a viewer novel analysis next time. Oh, I would love to do that. If you guys would love to, if you guys want to see that, hit that like button. Hit that like button. That's our voting. That's our voting system now. Like button. Okay. I'm kidding. I wouldn't mind. I would definitely send in mine. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would love to analyze my viewers' novels too. Maybe not the whole novel. I can't read the whole novel, chat. That's gonna take like 7 hours maybe, because I have a lot to say when I'm analyzing other people's novels. Since I do plan to be a copywriter one day, so I'm gonna do my best to analyze all of it. or see the things that should be cut out or redundancies and every stuff like that. I want to desecrate my 14-year-old self-writing. You have lots of size with very creative ideas, especially from our previous writing streams. Yeah, this has been... I've been doing writing streams, but I just haven't gotten to it because... I haven't gotten to it because it takes a lot of work to prepare. I only wrote around 200 total, so anyway, you're good. Nice. Alright. So, what else, chat? Like, what else? Like, do we have an agreement on this? Like, you guys haven't answered my question. Like, what do you think about Ko and Cassie's parental relationship? Like, there's something. It's very sussy. Food time? No, it's not food time. My first time reading a novel stream today. Yeah! Honestly, I love doing this, you know? I love just sitting down and chatting, talking about writing. Because I am a linguistics major. Specialization in English. So this is fun for me. This is fun. Okay, fine. You can have a fish. You can have a fish, Mr. Cat. You can have a fish. You can have a fish. I'm gonna throw you a fish. There we go. You have a fish now. Maybe try to do the whole writing process, character creation ideas, but involving followers, letting people throw in ideas, and writing a short story training style. Yeah, that's fine. We actually already did that in my previous writing stream. And if you guys want to see that... Hold on. Damn it, I don't have my stream pulled up. But, Joey, if you can, please. Joey, can you, like, link the character... Stellar Scribbler episode here in the chat, if you can, please. Thank you. Thank you. Miki, I'm sorry to go early. Internet signal's not friendly. Aw, thank you. May the force be with you too. Miki is from space. Aw, thank you. Where are you from? By the way, Miki, your accent is interesting. I'm from space. I'm from space. Okay? I'm from space. But thank you. Thank you for saying my accent is cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for sending the whole playlist, by the way. Like, there, I have a playlist for all of my writing tutorials, so have fun with that. We did have the collaboration with the viewers thing in the previous writing streams. It's just that I just want to see, like, I just wanted to be sure people still want writing streams. Bye then, keep your secrets. Good. Thank you for respecting my secrets, at least. Beat me to it. Yeah, beat you to it. Like, thank you. It's truly been a while since I've did a writing stream. It's just, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of preparation, and I really want to ensure that people want to see it first before I do another episode. Writing streams any day. Thank you, Azel. The reason why the writing streams are only like every 1 month or every 2 months, it's because I wanted to see if people would actually enjoy it, if you guys really want it. But I can do the novel critique one, but I'm gonna be critiquing it for the content rather than grammar. So please do not come to my writing streams for the grammar checks. I'm not Grammarly. I'm not gonna fix your grammar. I'm here for the content. So that's a little bit of a disclaimer. But I can like point out like, oh my god, there's redundancies, or oh no, 10 inconsistencies, or stuff like that. Like all that good jazz. Maybe a little bit of like, I'll do a little proofreading, but please don't. Please. Please, I'm absolute bad at syntax. Here for the meet. I think you have a full community of writers here. Yeah, there's definitely a full community of writers. A lot of satellites here are into writing, but it's just that I want to make sure you guys actually want it first, because I take a lot of effort here, guys, and sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes I prepare a lot and then boom, no one is watching. Sorry. I'm more of a proofreader than a copywriter. See, we all have different strengths, which is pretty cool. If you guys would like to share your creative content, we got a Steam group for it. Yeah, we got a Steam group for it since we don't have Discord. Feel free to submit it in the Steam group. It's already in the link. Please link it, guys. Please link it, mods. Please link it. I can't use Steam, no. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Well, there's other options. Like, you can use my Twitter. At me at Twitter. Mention me at Twitter. Link your whole chapter screenshots there, and I'm gonna read it. I can read it through there. Steam group. Can I send misstep even though I didn't buy games from Steam? Yeah, you can definitely get into the group. We got Instagram threads too. Yeah, we also have Instagram threads. So, by the way, a lot of you have said that you guys are gonna make threads, but I don't see you on threads, chat. I don't see you with threads. What happened with that? Just kidding, just kidding. Follow us on threads too. We're also there. So feel free, chat. Feel free to like mention me on Twitter for the novels, for the novel reading. So I'm still gonna find ways, for me to like check. So this is fun. Like, oh man. That is all that I'm gonna show for chapter 1 and 2. That's all. Like, this is just me revisiting, me critiquing it a little, like being all nostalgic for my first novel, because obviously I don't write like this anymore. I don't write like this anymore. I have definitely improved. Sliding into the DMs with novel Riz. No, there's no need to slide in my DMs if you feel shy. You can literally just mention me on Twitter, put it on a thread. It's okay. No need to slide into my DMs if you feel shy, chat. Please. So there we have it. As for rewriting this, like showing you guys how I write now, I can definitely do that as well. If you guys really want to see it though. Like, I don't think any of you have seen my current writings right now. But it's definitely different now, that's for sure. I feel like I have improved in vivid imagery and that kind of execution. So yeah, it's either I critique your novels or let's rewrite this thing. Rewrite chapter 1, make it more compelling, make it fun. Alright, chat. So let me switch over to the chat screen for a little bit. Alright. So just so you guys can see me better. Okay. Alright, close window. Okay. So what do you guys want, chat? Or I am gonna be doing another chat stream tomorrow. And if you guys are gonna ask what chat stream is that, we are gonna be ranking Barbie. We're gonna be ranking Barbie movies because Barbie is premiering soon. I think on July 19th. I'm not really sure, but they already had a premiere in Hollywood and I wasn't there. But anyway, I wanted to do my own Barbie premiere. I want to do my own red carpet. No, I don't want to do my own red carpet. I want to rank all of the Renaissance Barbie movies, all the classics. That's what we're gonna be doing tomorrow in the chatting stream. So hope you guys join us. Like, if you haven't seen any Barbie movies yet, it's about time because it's on Netflix and I think you guys should watch it. I love your novel stream, Miki. Oh, thank you, Zaria. Thank you. Shoot, I just got cute as overload when you changed the chat room while swaying your head. So go like, thank you. Thank you. A lot of you guys found my avatar really cute, so thank you. Nuclear weapons tier list would follow if we got 20 likes. Yes. If we get to 20 likes, then yeah. I'll also rank nuclear weapons. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it on Netflix. Yes, please. Literally watch any Barbie movie ever. Watch any Barbie movie. We'll be ranking it tomorrow. It's gonna be controversial. It's literally gonna be controversial. I have opinions about Barbie movies. And I have a lot of them. And a lot of them are gonna be debatable. But I swear, it's gonna be worth it. I know what I'm saying. Your hair kind of makes it seem like you have floppy dog ears. It's cute. Barbie movie date night. Barbie movie date night. That is true. So make sure, chat, watch tonight or watch tomorrow before the stream. I highly recommend Barbie and the Nutcracker. Oh my god. Let's go. I recommend Barbie and Magic of Pegasus. That's one of my favorites, but it we'll see in the tier list if it's really my favorite, one of my top favorites. Anyways, chat. Otskare to me. I'm gonna say that now, like, otskare to me. Thank you so much for tuning in today's stream, chat, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow night, 8:15 JST. See you guys there. Hope to see you guys there. Okay. You will go, right? You will go, right? All right, chat. Enough. I'm done clowning. We're done clowning. We're done clowning. Thank you so much, chat, and I hope you have a good day, afternoon, or evening. Yes, dear. See ya, guys. Bye bye.